Hey, what's happening, everyone? Just going to run you through some training earlier this week. On Monday, I got sick, so that meant training was a bit of a bummer, more so of a bummer than expected, but still, I tried to get a few training sessions in. This is benching on Monday, and just was not a good day to bench. I had plans to bench and get close to a PR on the close grip legs up bench press. That would have been something like 340, and I felt like I probably could have done it. It sounds a little ridiculous, but I mean, I had done 315, I think 325 pretty easily before. This day it just wasn't in the cards. You can just tell how unstable I am on the bench, and I'm not exactly sure why, but that's just the nature of this exercise, and that's the reason why I prefer it, because it forces you to really control the weight in the most terrible circumstances ever. Right there, I got to open my legs up just to balance myself so I don't fly off the side of the bench. Oh, man. Good times. Not really. It was extremely frustrating, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to carry on with those movements, get a little bit better at them, but sometimes you just got to call it quits, like I did right there. Usually I would just continue trying to force my way through something as small as not having a balance on the bench. I just really wasn't in the mood. I wasn't feeling that well, and it was pretty frustrating, and it was hot as hell in the garage, and so I was just like, nah, not gonna do that. Decided to swap it out to something a little bit more fun. Threw on 155 on the incline bench, and I just wanted to get 5 sets of maximum reps. This is something that is partially supported by scientific literature, and it's something that I have the athletes that I train do, especially on their single joint exercises. And I wrote a little tidbit about this on the Reddits in the weight room, and I'll put that link down in the description box so you guys can read it. And I will link to an article that is a fantastic article over at Strength Theory, and that is Greg Knuckles' website. He's a fantastic athlete, a great writer, and he has great writers work with him on Strength Theory, and really just helping promote a more nuanced and more educated approach to getting stronger, getting bigger, and generally getting more jackeder. And I'm all about all three of those things. So what we're trying to do here is basically controlled failure by doing these max rep sets. And so I hope you guys read those links that are going to be down in the description box, and I hope you get a little bit of an idea on something that you could possibly implement into your training. It's been pretty good with mine. I've been doing this sort of thing since Jacked and Tan, and only in the last maybe couple of months have I began implementing this with my athletes. Like I said, specifically with single joint exercises at first. Yeah, so that's enough about that. Let's talk about deadlifting. So I just set a PR on the deadlift. I do want to see much more progress on my deadlift. As crazy as that sounds, I know it's going to be happening. And the first step is really just dialing back in my form. So I'm going to take some time off from those really heavy weights, get back to being a technician. I hardly film my lifts, especially the deadlift, from the side, but at least this way I can get an understanding of what's breaking down a whole lot easier. Few errors here going on, as long as I'm sticking within 90% quality range, and that's no big things jumping out at me that something bad is happening. It's probably pretty good. Hoped you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching.